what is significant and what is significant enough. In other words, this little creek over here, this slough, if it rains and some of the materials that are in that, whether it's pollutants or it's fertilizers or it's chemicals or whatever, if they might make it into this creek and this creek then goes and gets into this pond, that pond then under heavy rain events goes into a river, it can be several steps removed that might increase the algae in that, or might increase the pollution in that water of the U.S.
The question is whether a body of water, either alone or with some other similar streams, could significantly affect the integrity of a larger water source. Former chair of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, Bryan Shaw, says the hope is those effects are measured long-term and not short-term.
Just because when it rains, that water's connected, that doesn't make that become a jurisdictional water. In other words, a water of the U.S. It needs to be, if not permanent, close to permanent. So most times of the year, most years, that water is touching in some way.
Still, states fear the waters of the U.S. rule could have a string of consequences to follow.
It certainly would raise cost of doing something. Some people, it will discourage them from doing a project at all, whether it's building a house or it's doing some economic venture because the risk is too high to be able to do that. Or if you do take that, you then sort of run the risk, are you going to get a foul and get halfway through this project and all of a sudden you find out that your ruling is no longer accepted.
That's a look at Central Texas agriculture from the ground up.
From the Ground Up is sponsored by Producers Cooperative, proudly serving agriculture since 1943.